Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. How are y'all today? Did y'all have your lunch? Did y'all enjoy your lunch? Do you want to have some more lunch? In the Buddhist tradition, even when we have a meal, it is part of the practice. Yeah, it is part of the practice when we are having our meal. Huh, okay. Yeah. So when we have our meal, just now we were having our meal, I was commenting to them, yeah, 吃饭的时候不要想太多， yeah, 吃饭就吃饭，睡觉就睡觉。Just now during the meditation, did y'all snooze? Did y'all 刚刚的睡，不要客气。We're going to talk about a topic that is probably close to heart for many people. Yeah. But before we do that, our weekly ritual. Let me see. Anybody who is new on my left, new to the group? Yes, hello. Tell us your name and how you got to know about this group. Veronica, hello. On Facebook. Ah, I see. Through my Facebook, Eventbrite and Facebook. Ah, okay. Welcome, welcome. Anybody else? How about the lady behind? Have you introduced before? You have? Okay. Okay, how about my right? Yes, hello. Tell us your name.
Philip.
Philip.
From overseas, just here for a couple of weeks.
From where?
From overseas, Sydney.
Overseas, Sydney. Ah. And how do you get to know about this group?
I just went to the British Library.
Ah, I see. Okay, okay, good.
I've been here before.
You've been here before? To the Buddhist library or to this group?
British Library.
Buddhist library. Ah, I see. So we're here for 2 weeks. And
Originally from Singapore.
originally from Singapore. And how many more days to go?
12.
12 days? Ah. And there are people who stay here whole year round and don't come. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, who else is here for the first time? I think the rest have been here before. Okay, good. So welcome to SGC, where we have short puja, short meditation, and not so short sharing. Trying to cut short the sharing, really. Yeah. I've been inspired by TED Talks. Yeah, TED Talks. Like after watching each TED Talk, I'm quite amazed by the amount of content that they put into that 18 minutes or 15 minutes. And then I look at my own classes, like the preamble lasts for like half an hour and like already is 1:40, so let's get started. What is today's date? 20? 28. Ah, yes. So do you notice earlier when we were reciting the 5 precepts that the second precept was recited wrongly? Yeah. So what did you all recite? Did you all follow me to recite? Or do you all recite what you think, what you all know should be recited? Oh, don't dare to say anything. Sorry? Yeah. So did you, how many of you recited no lying, to abstain from lying? So repeat after me. I undertake the precept to abstain from stealing. Okay, complete. Okay, now we can go back home. Sometimes when we recite those verses, it's almost becoming a ritual. Yeah. So having the English translation recited is very helpful. Yeah, because you got to really know what you are reciting. Yeah. Sometimes, like the Pali chanting, or even the Chinese chanting. Yeah. As we recite and recite day by day, yeah, especially those who do regular puja, then it becomes almost like just a process that you go through. Yeah, it becomes a mindless process, and you just regurgitate Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato, and you start to, it becomes like national anthem. Dun 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 Marikita. Well, to begin with, how many of you know the full meaning of our Marikita? Majula Singapura. How many of you know? Well, actually, in primary school we learned the meaning, yeah, but we don't really repeat that anymore. As in, after that one or two sessions, yeah, throughout our whole education system, we just recite every day, yeah, but we don't really, repeat the meaning. But how about the pledge? Yeah, we, the citizens of Singapore, pledge ourselves as one united people, regardless of race, language, or religion, to build a democratic society based on justice and equality, so as to achieve happiness, prosperity, and progress for our nation. But even this, even though it's in English, we may recite, but after a while it becomes just something that you recite. Yeah. So in the Buddhist tradition, for the lay person, today's topic, what is today's topic? What is today's topic? Do you know the topic? You don't know the topic? But you all still come, So even, what's the topic? Spiritual life of a lay person. What is the spiritual life of a lay person? So some of you, before you come, you know about the topic, and you may have conjured like some image of what this is going to be like. It's like when you see the movie poster, yeah, and then based on the movie poster, and nowadays on YouTube you have trailers, and then you have a rough idea. Okay, this summer, Arnold Schwarzenegger is kindergarten cop or something, and then you have an idea. Okay, it's going to be roughly like this, and maybe that may pique your interest, and you may go for the movie. So similarly, when we have a title, the whole point is to give you an idea of, okay, what's to come. But then the funny thing is that when you think about spiritual life, many times we don't think of the lay life. Yeah, what is the lay life? In the Buddha's time, he used a term called the householder. So in Chinese it's 在家居士，在家居士。Yeah. And literally, someone who has a household. Yeah. Typically, it refers to those who are already married, but many times it would include those who are not married as well. So when we think about householder, sometimes we don't associate spirituality with a householder. The household life is about the mundane world. Yeah, it's about the desire, pursuits, going on holiday, going on karaoke, going to Korea, not to the Zen center, but go for K-pop, yeah, and whatever. Yeah. So this is your domain. Yeah. Today, the topic is your domain. So what does this Sifu, this monk has to say? Yeah. But today's topic is spiritual what? Spiritual life. Yeah. Is there spiritual life for the householder, for a lay person? Spiritual life of a, what is the thing? Of a lay person. My handwriting is, I'm quite ashamed of my handwriting. Does anyone have a piece of A4 paper that I can borrow? Huh? You tear? Like? Huh? Oh, you all have to tear things about this one? Do you need it back? No. Okay. Give it some friction. Now I have no reason to. Spiritual life. Does it look better? So, yeah. So there's this question mark. Can a householder, can a lay person, actually practice spirituality? And in the case of Buddhism, practice the Dharma. So one way to look at this means, so the lay person at home, then you must do chanting in the morning, you must do chanting in the evening, you must wear the black color robe, and then you must go to the shop and get one of these bell, and then you must also get the mu yu, no mu yu, you must get the wooden drum, and then every morning you must wake up at 5 o'clock or 4:30. And after that you must do offering of light, offering of incense, have a ceremony, gather the whole family. Early morning you wake up, brush your teeth, everything. Then you must hit the drum, and then wake up the whole neighborhood. Yeah. Can you all do that? Cannot, If you do that, HDB will give you a warning letter. Yeah, and then when the whole, I think if you do that, you'll not be a whole family. Your whole block will be assembled at your house. Yeah, and then after you dong dong. Yeah, I think even many temples don't do that anymore. Yeah, because those temples that do get complained. There's one temple that I know of. The neighbors complain until they bring in the police. So the police ask for a meeting for discussion. So the monk who is residing there, who is in charge, very quietly, come, let's have a chat. So sat down, have a meeting, and they ask so the authorities say this is a disturbance and so on. So the monk said, we've been doing this for the past close to 80 to 90 years. When this place was all vacant, they choose to come and build houses here. So how can they now tell us that we cannot hit the drum? But for lay people, are you all required to do that? You're not required to do that. In fact, in the Buddha's time, they didn't do that also. Yeah, the monks and the nuns, the Buddha and his disciples, were described to be quiet, serene. Yeah, that when somebody were to go looking for the Buddha, they would enter the forest and be surprised by the number of monks who is in the forest, amidst the forest. Because it was so silent, they could not imagine it. Yeah. So even for the monks in the Buddha's time, it was not like that. But how about today? Maybe times have changed, and because it's Chinese Mahana tradition, I mean, at least I was ordained in this tradition. So is that it? Yeah. So we're going to explore some of this. But how about the life that you all live? Yeah. In Singapore, we have a very standard model. Yeah. In Singapore, we have a timeline. What happened? Hang on, the fun part haven't come yet. So this is, let's say, 100 years old. And then we have the 50-year mark. And then we have the... So we have something like that. Okay. So we have 60, 70, 80, 90. So we're going to look at a few things for a layperson. The timeline, that's one. The things that happen in your life. And then we're going to try to maybe do a map to what spiritual practices is possible. And then after, we're going to take that and maybe group them in some ways. Yeah. So 40, 30, 20, 10, then this is Ong'e. Yeah. Just born with 3 strands of hair. Yeah. Over here it's also the same. Yeah. Also 3 strands of hair left. So, where are you all? Sifu, this kind of question, please don't ask us, you know. Yeah. So some of you are maybe, how old are you? How old are you? 12. Okay. So you are somewhere here. Yeah. So, about there. Yeah. Sure. Not here. Not here. So about here. So he's here. So some of you are still studying. Yeah. So in Singapore, at the age of 7, you go to primary school. So P1 to P6, and Sec 1 to Sec 4, somewhere there. Yeah. Then from JC or Poly, yeah, 2 years. Then for guys, we go to NS. Then if you go to uni, you study a few more years. For girls, then you just go straight to uni and you come out and you know, roughly around here. Yeah. And so this is the study period. Yeah. So roughly around here, this is education. Of course, kids these days, they don't have a childhood, so they start studying here. Yeah. Yeah. The moment they are born, they go for tuition. Poor thing. Yeah. Then let me use a different color for work, red color. So over here is work. Work. What is the retirement age? 67 now. Yeah, so this is our work life. So this part here is considering that for the guy. So for the girls, you all start work earlier because you don't have NS, and some may start work even earlier. Yeah, so it depends. But roughly about 40 years. 40 years. Yeah, and then we have the retirement. Average lifespan of women is about 84, 85, about here. And then guys die younger. 早死. Yeah, so around here. Yeah. So there's this joke about how when we are young, yeah, when we are like kids, we have a lot of energy, we have a lot of time, we have no money. Then when we grow up and we start working, we have money, we have energy, but no time. And then when we grow in Singapore, no, so the joke is when you grow, you have money, you have time, but no energy. But in Singapore, is when you grow, you got you have no strength, no money, and maybe no time also. Yeah. So does this describe more or less our landscape? Yeah. Okay. So let's do a poll. Okay. Let's do a poll. A show of hands. How many of you are below 20? Below 20? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then two more hands behind. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them over here. So 7 times. Then between 20 to 30. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 30 plus to 40. 30 plus to 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, we can do a poll today. So 40 plus to 50. Oh, majority here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wait, let me count again. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Plus me, 16. Yeah. 16. How about 50 plus to 60? Oh, 尴尬 key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Okay. Then 60 plus to 70. 60 plus to 70. 我已經超過了。1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. 70 plus to 80. 1, 2. 80 plus to 90. Anyone? 0. 90 plus to 100. Oh, one behind raised his hand. Okay, so we have a gauge. So we have a field over here. Yeah. In fact, if we break down baby to 10, who is baby to 10? Anyone baby to 10? So in fact, how old are you? So you are alone here. Yeah. So that means there are 6 over here. So 1 over here, 6, 4. Yeah. So you see, our population is like this. So it is centered in the middle. So these are the middle-aged people who are supporting everybody else. Yeah. So as we go through life, we face different things. Yeah. When we go through education, we have different duties, we have different pursuits. Yeah. So a show of hands, those who are below 20, besides studying, what do you all like to do? What do you like to do? How old are you? 12. So what do you like to do? Play games. Don't be shy. Sifu, when I was your age, I like to play games also. The steady one. Yeah. In fact, I became so good at playing games, I got headhunted, you know. Yeah, I got invited to join a clan. Yeah, 开玩笑. So, play games. This is the one time you can admit to playing games and not be stigmatized, you know. Yeah. How many of you like to play games? Is it 70 plus also like to play games, no? Yeah, raise higher, raise higher. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah. Okay, what else? Sports. How many of you like to play sports? Sports. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How come suddenly so many people behind? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. Oh, not bad, huh? What else? What else? Notice that this is not just for those who are below 20. Anyone, okay? Huh? Study? You like to study? We'll leave that for the end. Yeah. We don't have to ask this question. A lot of people don't like to study. That's reading. So reading, okay. Reading. Yeah. Reading is different from studying. Yeah. Yeah. Reading, how many of you like to read? Wow, so many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Wow, we are quite a studious group here. Okay. What else? Shopping. Okay, now we are all warm up already. Yeah. Usually when Sifu asks question, nobody raises hands. Yeah, when Sifu asks, how many of you meditate? How many of you do chanting? Shopping. Hey, don't be shy, don't be shy. Right? Shopping good. Onegai shimasu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Two hands. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, only 14. Oh. Okay. How about watching movies? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Well done. Movies. Yeah. Eating. Okay. 23, right, just now? 23. Saving money? That's spending money. No, saving money is not entertainment. Saving money is like bo pian, have to save. Nobody ever have to like, wow, I like to save money. No, I mean, there are some people who are like that, but no, not. We're talking about entertainment here, not suffering. Yeah, today's topic, lay life, happy. Yeah. Don't talk about this kind of suffering matters. What was it? Eating. Food. Like, who likes to go and makan? Oh, full house. Do we still need to count? Like 1, 2, 3. Hey, Sean, you sure you don't like to eat? You don't like to eat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Wow. So we have proven the statistics to be true. Singapore is a food nation. What else? What else are there? Cooking? People like to eat. Cook. Do you want to ask like, who like to wash up? Okay, like cooking. 群众要求. Hey, not bad, still quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Jen confirm raised her hand. I always see her Facebook, a lot of dishes. Recently not so much dishes. Busy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Not bad. Last time when we have the lunch gathering, always looking forward to Jen's special dishes. Nowadays very busy. Okay, what else? What else? I know. Going on tour. Traveling. Yes, traveling. Like traveling. Wow. I should start all SGC with these questions. Then everybody very happy. 1, 2, 3. Wow, a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Wow. Winner so far. 37. Traveling. What else? What else is there?
Spa massage.
Quite specific, that one. Music. So music includes listening to music, karaoke, all these things are all in music, like music. Oh, quite a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Wow. Okay, I think we can update this list once a few months. See how the trend goes. Yeah, so these are the things that you're into. One more. SGC, I think better don't ask. Later, truth is hard to accept. By default, all who attend here should raise your hand, so don't ask.
SGC to traveling, to music, to food, to reading.
SGC through.
Yeah, because all these are the flavor.
True.
The different platform.
Oh, so you mean people come to SGC because of food?
I mean, I'm suggesting.
I see. So the top winners this is a top winner. Reading is quite high, surprisingly. So movies is quite high, food is quite high, traveling is quite high, music is quite high.
So you can give us reading, you can give us
So we are reading. Yeah.
So every day we read, give us reading, every day we read scripture.
Yeah. Traveling, music. Yeah, this is interesting. Yeah. If we have any other like food and for spa, later we can go through. Okay. Yeah. So suffice to say, that's a very interesting point. That through this we can actually bring people towards the Dharma as well. Yeah, and that's the thing. When we engage in all these our pursuits, yeah, we seldom think about this as being spiritual. Yeah, we seldom think about this as being spiritual. But notice that at the start of the session, I mentioned about how food, yeah, when we have our meals, it is considered part of the practice. Yeah, so once a month we have the Dharma lunch gathering. Yeah, and I would actually do some sharing at that point in time. Yeah, that starts with getting the food, how to relate to food, and so on. Yeah, so these are things that we pursue in our life. Yeah, some of these things we can pursue when we are young. Some of these things maybe at a certain age we are not able to. Yeah, but these are things that interest us. So then, if we come back to the topic, spiritual life of a layperson, does it mean that our spiritual life and this, yeah, does it mean that they are naturally separated? Yeah, because for many Buddhists, we would have temple friends, and then we'll have makan friend, and we'll have movie friends, we have shopping friends, and some of them, shopping friends, movie friends, they are the same. But for many Buddhists, these friends are usually not the Dharma friends also. The two groups, yeah, outside of this, then there's Dharma. We tend to look at our life in this way. That is separate. This is not equals to this. This is how we usually think. Very interestingly, coincidentally, this morning, so every Sunday, some of the youth will come over to my place and we'll have what we call the book study group, yeah, based on this book, In the Buddha's Words. This is a very interesting book, which I have shared before. It's an anthology. That means it is a collection of the different discourses, the different suttas compiled together. Yeah, I find that it's a very good primer for new Buddhists or someone maybe not so new to Buddhism but like to get in touch with the teachings. The reason why this book is recommended is because on one hand, when you look at the book itself, it is direct translations of the sutta. Yeah, so it is not somebody's sort of like interpretation of the teachings. In a way, translations are interpretation, but it's closer than if someone were to write a book about it. But yet, on the other hand, it is different from having to dive into the sutta and read yourself. Why? Because this is compiled by Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi, and he, having translated almost the whole Pali Canon, he crafted out a narrative, yeah, outlining the teachings of the Buddha. So I'm going to just very quickly read to you the main topics. So it starts off with the human condition, describing the state of our existence. Yeah? And then it covers certain topics like the kind of struggles we go through, yeah? From the micro in our day-to-day life to the macro, from life to life. Yeah? And then describing the different features of samsara. Then chapter 2 talk about the bringer of light, the Buddha himself. Chapter 3, approaching the Dharma. What did the Buddha bring us? Yeah. Then chapter 4, which is the one that the Sunday group is currently on, which is what I want to highlight today. The happiness visible in this present life. Yeah, there are several other chapters up to chapter 10 leading to liberation. Yeah. And so the interesting thing is, when we think about Dharma, for those who have not learned much Buddhism yet, it seems like Buddhism is just another religion. Yeah? Buddha is another god, and we just pray and then ask for blessing and protection, and that's it. Yeah. I think for many Buddhists, this is how Buddhism is like. But when you learn more about Buddhism, then it seems like, wow, jumping, it's like you go to the beach, yeah, nice beach, and suddenly, so this is nominal Buddhist. Nominal Buddhist. You go to the beach, yeah, then you go for Dharma class, and then boom. Yeah, this is Dharma class. Most people feel this way, that when you learn Buddhism, then suddenly it's a huge gap. Yeah. And so sometimes people may even pass comments like, just believe, yeah, but don't believe too much. Yeah. 信就好，不要迷信, huh? Yeah. So there's this notion. But is Buddhism really like that? Where you either have your worldly pursuits or you go spiritual? Can there be a bridge? Can there be something in between? Now I want to just share one section that we went through this morning. In fact, the whole chapter contains so many suttas that you'll be surprised. Yeah? That what we think of as Dharma is not necessarily the way the Buddha taught. Yeah. So this morning we went through this part where the Buddha was at this place called Kakaraputta. Yeah? And there was this town where the people are called Kolians. Yeah. Then there was this guy called Diganjanu who approached the Buddha and told him that he, as a lay person, enjoys sensual pleasure. Do you know what sensual pleasure is? Say yes. Yeah, everything you enjoy is considered sensual pleasure. Yeah, basically, all these things, yeah, play games, sports, reading, all these things are considered, to some extent or another, sensual pleasure. But what's interesting is then the way he described. We are lay people who enjoy sensual pleasures, dwelling at home in a bed, crowded with children. Nowadays in Singapore, is it crowded with children? No, one or two, not crowded. So enjoying fine sandalwood, wearing garlands, scents and unguents, accepting gold and silver. Yeah, so this is quite a standard formula. Now today, do y'all enjoy fine sandalwood? Do y'all wear garlands of flowers? Wear scents? You still wear scents. Then apply unguents, I mean some cream. And now the description may not match totally with what people do today, but the direction is the same. Enjoyment of the senses. Yeah? Eye, ears, nose, tongue, body. Basically the material world. Cheer up there, talking about material and yeah. Yeah, you all look so serious, huh? Why do you all look so serious? This is supposed to be a fun topic. Yeah. So, what's interesting is that if this is actually happening today, then he will probably be saying, Venerable Sir, we are lay people who enjoy sensual pleasures, dwelling in our HDB with our children, enjoying our flat screen TV, and then having our car that is also, and then we go to the shopping mall, we go to Universal Studio, we go for the movies, we enjoy traveling, we enjoy cooking, eating, music, drawing, all these things. Yeah. So if this happened today, that would be the conversation, where the lay person would describe all the different things you enjoy. Yeah. So you compare yourself with the lay person back then. You have a lot more things. You see, this guy is supposed to be enjoying himself, but only wear garlands scents unguents accept gold and silver. Do you all have gold and silver? Have your credit card there is gold and silver. But what is interesting is this man actually approached the Buddha and asked the Buddha, let the Blessed One teach the Dharma to us in a way that will lead to our welfare and happiness both in the present life and in the future life as well. So he knows something. While he enjoys his life like any other lay person, yeah, but he knows that there are different ways of enjoying it. And this person, on his own, he already accepts that there is something called the future life. Yeah. And based on that, he consults the Buddha, asks him for advice. Yeah, to do what? Teach the Dharma to us. So when you hear this, you may imagine, the Buddha will teach him, come, let me teach you the Four Noble Truths, teach you the Eightfold Path. Come, meditate. Do you observe precepts now? Must observe the precepts. Do you go for Dharma class? Yeah. Do you take 8 precepts? Go for retreat. We may think in this way. Yeah. But what did the Buddha say instead? So the Buddha told him that there are 4 things that lead to welfare and happiness of a family life in this very life. Yeah, so The 4 things are accomplishment of persistent effort, protection, good friendship, and balanced living. So this is so number 1, persistent effort. And number 2, protection. Number 3, good friendship. Number 4, balanced living. Now I'm not going to go into detail yet. I want you all to guess. Guess what each of these is. Except for those who attended class this morning, I want the rest of you to guess. Okay? Look at my horrible handwriting. I hope you all can make out what I wrote. So persistent effort. What is persistent effort? I want you all to guess first. Anyone? So you guess right effort. What is right effort? Oh, part of the Noble Eightfold Path. Spiritual practice. The Buddha, of course, coming from the Buddha, not coming from Sifu. No, Sifu maybe ask you to go and play games like what? This is the Buddha himself. So of course should be about Noble Eightfold Path, isn't it? Yeah, persistent effort. But do you all know the Noble Eightfold Path? Persistent effort, not just about that factor, but effort to have right speech, right effort, yeah, right livelihood, to live your life in a righteous way. What else?
Right speech.
To have right speech. Yeah, all this is Dharma, isn't it? Let's look at what the Buddha said. And what is the accomplishment of persistent effort? Are you all ready? Here, Bhyaga Paja, whatever may be the means by which a family man earns his living. Okay? Oh, right livelihood. Hang on. Listen to the whole thing. Whether by farming, trade, cattle racing, archery, or civil service, or by some other craft. Basically, the different industries. Yeah, a lot of these industries don't exist in Singapore today. Yeah, but basically any kind of work that you're involved in. But what about it? So the Buddha says, by persistent effort, it means that in whatever trade you are in, what must you do? He is skillful and diligent. To be skillful and diligent. Skillfulness is your how well you are at, as far as that industry is concerned. That means your professional skills. And then the second part is diligence, to put in effort in it. Next, he investigates the appropriate means. He investigates the appropriate means, meaning that when you go to work, you must go and find out what exactly entails your work. You need to put in effort to learn about your industry, what to do for your work. And after learning all that, is able to act and arrange everything properly. Anything else? This is called the accomplishment of persistent effort. That's it. Never talk about cultivation of your mind. Never talk about work compassionately or anything. Interesting, But this is, Sifu, are you sure you read correctly? Are you sure this is from the Sutta? This is from the Anguttara Nikaya, Book 8, Sutta 54. This is from the Sutta. So I was sharing this morning to those who attended. about how many students have come to me and commented that, Sư Phụ, feel that SGC is not Dharma enough. But some of them have stopped commenting. Yeah, but some, maybe they feel that it's not Dharma enough, so they decided to go for more chim classes, But then if you look at this is a sutta, and this is what the Buddha taught.
But this is in relation to work, wasn't it?
Well, you see, when the man asked the Buddha, teach them Dharma, the man didn't say, teach us, give us career guidance. The exact word was, let the Blessed One teach the Dharma to us in a way that will lead to our welfare and happiness both in the present life and in the future life as well. We have a misconception, and this is what I'm trying to highlight, that we have a misconception that Dharma is only about the supramundane path to attain enlightenment. It includes that, but the Buddha also spent some time teaching, guiding lay people on how they can live their life fruitfully without having to choose between either this or that. Yeah.
But the guidelines will show you the guidelines will show you the 5 precepts you live by.
Sorry?
The guideline to whatever you do must surely be the underlying 5 precepts.
Oh yes, of course. The 5 precepts is always there, but the point is that over here, when we think about Dharma, it's not always just about 5 precepts. That it is a misconception that when we talk about Buddhism, it's all about 5 precepts, 5 precepts, 5 precepts.
Well, you must have so many more precepts to live by.
Yes, yeah.
But I mean, for the ordinary lay person, if we can live by the 5 precepts, that's already a big step.
Yes, of course. I don't know whether you get my point or not, but I'm trying to highlight that we tend to have this dichotomy between our worldly life versus spiritual life. We tend to have this dichotomy. It is a false dichotomy. The Buddha didn't split it up in this way. Yeah.
But if the person who is about to die know that there's an afterlife, that changes your perspective, sure.
Yeah, but how many of you are going to die tomorrow?
You're gonna die.
Huh?
Everybody's gonna die.
Yeah, but how many people think in this way? But David, wait, hang on. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Some,
So you don't know what I'm trying to say?
no, I do.
Okay, let me repeat myself again. And it is that we tend to have this false dichotomy that our worldly life is worldly life, and then if we want to pick up the Dharma, then it's only about 5 precepts, about meditation, about this, about that. We tend to pigeonhole what the Buddha taught into just that, 戒定慧, or precepts, meditation, and wisdom. We think that it's only this. I'm not saying it's not about this. I'm saying it's not only about this, as evident in this sutta and many others, where the Buddha gave many teachings that by itself is very different from what we think is Dharma. And this is something I feel that is so crucial to get started before we even talk about spiritual life of a lay person. So if we just look at this first, therefore, persistent effort, protection, good friendship, and balanced living. The 5 precepts is somewhere inside, don't worry. Yeah. So for a lay person, it's not just about 5 precepts. For a lay person, the first part is making sure that you put in effort, yeah, so that your livelihood is stable, is protected, is okay. Yeah. The second part, protection. Make a guess what protection is about. Huh? Sorry? 大声一点啦。
Refuge.
Refuge. Any other guess?
Insurance.
Huh?
Insurance.
Insurance. Oh, very good attempt. I'm not sure whether insurance existed in the Buddha's time. Huh? Protection from unwholesome desire. Yeah, seems reasonable, isn't it? Taking refuge. Protection from unwholesome desire. What else? What other kind of protection?
Protect yourself.
Huh?
Do not harm others.
To not harm others, and in this way protect them and protect ourselves. What else?
Protection of family and wealth.
Protection of family and wealth. Oh, so worldly, huh? Oh, let's see what the Buddha had to say. Huh? Oh, being so worldly, protection of your family and wealth. And what is the accomplishment of protection? Here, Bhyagaja, Bhyagapaja, a family man sets up protection and guard over the wealth acquired by energetic striving. Give her a round of applause. Yeah. So interesting, huh? I mean, there are details here. Guard over the wealth acquired by energetic striving, amassed by the strength of his arms, earned by his sweat of brow, righteous wealth righteously gained. Yeah. So there is this mention about right livelihood. But the focus here is, if you want happiness, right livelihood is covered by the previous one, persistent effort, but it's not simply having right livelihood. That you must have the right attitude also. You have the right skill set, yeah. In a way, it's career guidance in the first part. Second part is protection. You earn money, but if you don't protect it properly, you lose it. Protection from what? How can I prevent kings and bandits from taking this away? Fire from burning it, floods from sweeping it off, and unloved heirs from taking it. This is called the accomplishment of protection. Yeah. So this is very interesting, you know. If you just read the headlines, it may seem like, you know, we usually interpret in the Dharma way. Yeah. So Dharma, Buddhism is all about Dharma. Oh, very holy, you know, spiritual. Yeah. But here, protection. Actually, protection of our wealth. Yeah. And if you think about it, yeah, if you earn, but you lose it, then 不要整天走出走进来，要不然你how to learn like that？ 有事没事出去，有事没事出去。You know, sometimes I feel like for some kids, and I'm talking about all the kids here. Sometimes for kids, we have this thing that we do to ourselves. But adults also do this sometimes. We have a preconception of what is going to be presented, and we just block out ourselves. And we just block out, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because the more you block out, then you don't really hear what is being said. Then at the end of it, you feel like meaningless. Of course it's going to be meaningless because you never even listen to it. Yeah. I mean, is it as fancy as watching Captain America? Well, not as fancy. Yeah. But the point about the Dharma is, which we are trying to highlight here, is that Dharma is not simply about, you know, the usual that we think of. That in many places, the Buddha actually highlight Dharma in a different way. In a different way. And so for lay people, in your daily life, it's really up to you to see Dharma in your life. Yeah? Take for example, a topic of mine that is my favorite, movies. Yeah, movies. 23 of you are into movies. Yeah? 37 of you are into traveling. But can we actually learn something from movies when you watch it? Since you're going to watch it. Yes, right? Yeah? In fact, as a layperson last time, I watched a lot of movies. And I'll tell you, a lot of the movies make me think, make me question what I'm doing with my life. Yeah. And so the Dharma is not simply about, going to a temple and then down there, Yeah, and so Dharma talk is not just about that also. Yeah, because in fact, many times when we think sutta, then wow, very cheap, very profound. But when we look at the actual conversation the Buddha have with people, sometimes like what I just read to you, quite mundane in a way. But the Buddha don't just stop at the mundane part. Yeah, then the Buddha goes into what is good friendship. Good friendship. Very quickly, like, what does good friendship mean? Huh? Trust. So in a few suttas, the Buddha did highlight what is meant by a good friend. Someone whom you can share your secret with, that they will protect you when you are not able to protect yourself, that they will guard your possession, and so on and so forth. Yeah. Here, the good friendship takes on our usual spiritual dimension. Yeah? We have friends. Yeah? All of us have friends. But who are the friends from whom we can actually learn something from? Who can guide us when we go astray? Who are the ones? So the Buddha highlighted, with whomever, whether they are young or old, as long as they are of matured virtue, then you can learn from them. But associating with them is one thing. The Buddha's advice was, then you should engage in discussion with them. And by that it means recognizing that we have something, that there's something that we do not know, and to consult them and hear what they have to say. And in this way you can learn from one another. But besides that, the last part of this paragraph was that after learning, then you emulate them. Emulate. That means, you see them doing this, you try it out. You see them doing that, you try it out. And in this way, then there is accomplishment of good friendship. Number 4, balanced living. What is balanced living? What is balanced living? By now, you all have already been conditioned by the first 3. You all are now doubting, is this going to be the Dharma, or is this going to be something else? Balanced living. What is balanced living? Make a guess. Don't be shy. When time to eat, must eat. Now just go to the... Okay, good try. What else? Guess? No big up or down. Balance. Then how about driving? When driving, you must drive in the center of the lane. What else?
Emotionally. Emotionally.
Everything in moderation. Talking about emotion, this is a topic that I want to touch on in future. That I've been thinking recently. I talked to some students, and they share with me how they themselves, some students, they themselves, they find it difficult to manage their emotions. And there are those whose children are not able to manage their emotions. And so I've been thinking about this, that not just for young people, because sometimes young people, they don't like to try new things, maybe. But I've been thinking 2 things. One is, how do we relate to our thoughts, and how do we relate to our emotions? We learn in school how to calculate very complex numbers. We learn about language, about art, about music. We learn about so many things. But all these things are things outside. The only thing that we learn that is inside is biology. That's the closest to learnings about something inside. Unless you go on to university level and you learn about psychology. Or in some schools, they may even throw in some extra modules on philosophy. Then it's about the way we think. But by and large, most schools spend very little time to teach people how to relate to their emotions, and also our thoughts. So these are topics I want to touch on. But before we go into that, what is balanced living? Introducing. Huh? Yes. Yes, Guru, tell us. Huh? Should be the same. What should be the same? Huh? Huh? Never mind. You think about it first. You'll be surprised, but by now maybe you are not surprised. What is balanced living? Here, Bhyagapaja, a family man, knows his income and expenditures and leads a balanced life, neither extravagant nor miserly, so that his income exceeds his expenditure rather than the reverse. Just as a goldsmith or his apprentice holding up a scale knows by so much it has dipped down, by so much it has tilted up. So a family man leads a balanced life. This sutta is so much full of surprises, you know. Like, you know, you would think that, oh, balanced life, oh, middle way, live your life in moderation, not too much of this. In a way, it is about moderation. Yeah, but the Buddha is very explicit. Yeah, tells you straight in your face, don't spend so much, but don't spend too little also. Yeah, you must make sure that your income do not exceed your expenditure. You know, your expenditure do not exceed your income. Yeah, so in back 2,500-600 years ago, the Buddha conducted the first class in financial planning. Yeah. I cannot tell you how many times I have sat down with some devotees, helping them do financial planning. I'm serious, you know. I've sat down with students before and really run through with them how much bank loan, credit card loan they have, house loan, and how much is their income, how much they spend, and I go through with them all these things. Yeah, the entertainment they have. Yeah, and it's when you really write all this down, then it's very clear, okay, is the picture okay? Yeah. Because many times, again, we learn about mathematics. I heard that in secondary school these days, who is in secondary school now? Secondary? You are in secondary? You are teaching in? Oh, okay. I heard that in some classes, they learn about financial, huh? Financial literacy. Huh? So I think it's wonderful. Yeah, because in our time, we don't learn about this. Yeah, we learn about mathematics, we learn about very complex calculation, but we don't learn about how to use that in our life, you know. Yeah, it's just so mind-boggling. Yeah, you don't need very complex equation, yeah, but it's about seeing the picture. Yeah, so this part, living a balanced life, yeah, is really just about that. Nothing spiritual in the sense. Yeah, but if you look at the 4, number 3 has a bit of element of spirituality, the usual spirituality we know about. Because inside here, then the Buddha says, who is the good friend? Someone who is accomplished in 4 qualities. By now, some of you are familiar with these 4 qualities. What are the 4 qualities? Xing, Jie, Si, Hui. So, faith, morality or precepts, then giving and wisdom. So these are 4 qualities that appears repeatedly, yeah, in the suttas as far as lay people are concerned. You'll notice that in this 4, concentration is missing. Yeah, concentration is missing. One of the reasons why concentration is often missing for the teaching given to lay people is because in order to develop concentration, you need to give up the 5 chords of sensual pleasure. Yeah. You cannot have both. It is not a rule that the Buddha said, but it is the way it is. Because the 5 chords of sensual pleasure, it disrupts your concentration. Once you indulge in it, your concentration is lost. And if you develop successfully the concentration, you would have distanced yourself from the 5 chords of sensual pleasure. So oftentimes you see in the teachings given to lay people, then you have to choose either this or that. Yeah. So so this 4 is found in the good friendship, but it's not simply finding someone with these qualities, but to learn from them. Asing ah, going our proverbial asing, keep on calling people. Yeah. So it is also to cultivate these qualities in ourselves. Yeah. So now, so these are things that we can look at. But what about? I want to not simply spend the session. We still have about 12 minutes left. I want to also spend some time to really look at. Okay, these are certain broad principles. Yeah, persistent effort directly describe what you can do, yeah, as far as work is concerned. Let me write down the sutta number so you can search online. Anguttara Nikaya 854. Yeah. So protection. So you have to guard your wealth. Yeah. Make sure that your family is safe. Good friendship. Yeah. Spend more time with SGC. And then balanced living. Manage your finance. Yeah. I think most people can do this, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. But apart from this, then is there anything else you can do? I don't want to go into, oh, every morning you must do puja and so on and so forth. If you are doing, fine. If you are not doing, it's your choice. Yeah, it's really your choice. In some centers, they institute, if you take refuge here, then every morning you must do this set of practices. Sometimes we need external motivator. We need external pusher, yeah, to motivate us, to push us to do our practices. Yeah, but I think that can only go so far. Like let's say today, at the end of the session, if I were to send you this PDF with all the whole list, you know, I've been sharing this for the past 10 over years, about 12 years already. I have this daily practice worksheet. But those who have been attending my class, you notice that I seldom, you know, dish it out. I usually share it in meditation classes. And even then, I don't say you must do everything. And the reason is not because it's not important, but it's because it must come from you all. If I enforce it, maybe you can do it. You can do it for maybe 1 week, even 2, perhaps even 3 weeks. But if you don't find your own reason for doing it, it cannot be sustained. And Shifu cannot, at most Shifu posts a green heart and then to remind you, encourage you to practice. But can Shifu start doing house call? Ding, ding. Hello, Chris? Yes. You meditated that? Very good. Guai, guai. Okay, okay. Okay. Hello, billing? Yes. Why are you doing now? Oh, busy at work. How's everything? Okay. Do you meditate? Okay, good. Cannot, doesn't make sense. Yeah. xiong like that. I don't know whether you're xiong or I xiong. If I start doing that, next time you see 师父, jialat, how? Already 2 missed call, cannot miss again. Then, hello, 师父, I'm interrupt. Next time you all see 师父, sian lah. Block. Yeah. That kind of.
Why is meditation not on the list?
Why is meditation not on the list? Yeah. So this is only part of the sutta. Yeah. This is only part of the sutta. Yeah. So after this, maybe I will. I have given you all the whole sutta. Let me see. So meditation is not on the list. I mentioned just now because to practice meditation, it requires the person. If you practice without the wish to really succeed, then anyone can practice. But if you want to practice and succeed, you must commit to a slightly different lifestyle, where you are quite distant from the 5 courts of sensual pleasure, which is the whole point of the lay life. Yeah, and that's why I highlighted earlier that for teachings given to lay person, oftentimes it's missing. Yeah, but not always. There are some lay people in the Buddha's time, they started to adopt a lifestyle that is conducive for that practice also. And so, hang on. So this reply by the Buddha, there's a context. The context is that lay person openly tell the Buddha, I'm a lay person, okay? I enjoy sensual pleasure. Now, Buddha, can you teach us how the Dharma that can bring us welfare and happiness in this life and future life? So based on his needs, based on what this Digajanu asked, yeah, then the Buddha replied.
But isn't the 3 pillars of Buddhism is morality, meditation, and reason?
Yes. And that is exactly what I've been trying to highlight. That yes, that is the core, but the Buddha gave teachings to a variety of different individuals. Yeah, the core leads to liberation, but not everybody is ready for liberation. When the Buddha attained Buddhahood, yeah, at the Bodh Gaya, he didn't go around shoving enlightenment down people's throat. He didn't go around, hey, have children for what? Give away the children. Come, ordain. Yeah, the Buddha didn't do that. But instead, the Buddha observed, what can be done for the individual? What do they need at this moment? That's why when he saw some kids poking at the fishes, he didn't immediately go there, hey, you want to attain Arahanthood? What are you doing? The Buddha instead go in and didn't even reprimand them. He just asked them, what are you doing? And they very honestly, we are poking at the fish. And then the Buddha asked them, how would you feel if someone poked at you? So very skillfully, without commenting on their action directly, without throwing in tons of Dharma, yeah, with one line of question, get them to experience empathy. Bring them to feel for themselves. And because of that, they change their mind, change their attitude towards what they are doing. Yeah. So you are absolutely right. The 3 pillars, the 3 stages of learning, 戒定慧, all the different schools advocate and espouses that. But this is the point. Yeah. If there's one thing I would want you all to take away from this session is that our idea of spiritual life is not necessarily that divorced from your lay life. Yeah. That it doesn't have to be a dichotomy. Either I 一头栽 go for entertainment, or I must go, 到深山野岭去修行. That you don't have to make that kind of segregation. But where you are, start to change the way you relate to things. Okay? Yeah. This is not the end. We're going to come back to this topic over the next few weeks, yeah, and relook at it. Okay? Yeah. Let me see. We have 5 minutes. Maybe I'll just briefly run through. So, now, beyond the 4, then the Buddha highlighted, there are 4 sources of dissipation. 4 sources of dissipation. This should be quite obvious. Womanizing, drunkenness, gambling, and evil friendship. Yeah. So the Buddha described that just as a tank have inlet, then it can have outlet. Yeah. So if there's rainfall, but the outlet is open, then you cannot collect water. Yeah. So your merits, your wealth, your happiness can be dissipated in this way. Yeah. So the first is womanizing, and of course, we have to be equal, ma. Huh? Now it's 2018, so I have to be fair. Manizing also nowadays, huh? So, I know you all want to be equal, okay? So, womanizing and manizing nowadays, okay? So, drunkenness, gambling, and evil friendship. Then there are also 4 things that lead to. Okay, so just now mentioned. So the 4 qualities, these 4, yeah, these 4 have already been mentioned. So what are these 4 more specifically? I've covered in other classes, and that's it. Yeah, and that's it. Yes. So, is there any practices that you all should be doing every day? I want to encourage you all to at least do this. Every day, ask yourself, how can you be of service to somebody? Starting with yourself. Is there something that you can do or change that can make yourself happier? If you stay with your parents, and I'm not talking just about kids, if you stay with your parents, every day, offer a cup of water to your parents. Before I ordained, I offered 2 cups of water, one to my father and one to my mother. The 2 of them cried. The last cup they're going to get from me. No, after that, sometimes I still make tea for them. Yeah.
What's the significance of that?
Huh?
What's the significance of that?
For me, the significance was that with that offering, in future,
Gratitude.
yes, as an expression of my gratitude towards them. Wait, do you mean the daily offering or what I did for my parents? For me, at that moment, it was to express my gratitude towards them. But of course, the kindness and love they gave to me cannot be equated to the glass of water. So it's an expression. But even more so, it is that with that is the last material support from me. After that, all I give them is spiritual. Yeah. So for those of you who are still staying with your parents, be very happy. Yeah, offer to your parents a glass of water. Just a very simple expression. Yeah, but don't like go and pour them. Lim, come and lim. Huh? What going on? Lim la. Not like that, huh? Oh, please, oh. Then your poor mother like, Hobe. Oh, poor thing, huh? Then next time your mother see me on the street, 那是食物哦。Yeah. Do something for others. Yeah, do something for others. Yeah. And ask yourself, every day ask yourself, how can I live today better than yesterday? Like, you like to play games, right? Then you must ask yourself, yesterday I played game. Today, how can I play it better? Must practice. Yesterday I played 3 hours. Today I must... 3 hours, I couldn't clear the level. Today I must try to clear it in 2 hours. I must be more efficient in my playing games. Yeah. Why must I always spend 3 hours? I must be able to complete the mission in 2 hours. Yeah. Then the next week I complete in 1 hour. Yeah. 开玩笑. What game you play? Huh? What? PUBG. What is PUBG?
PUBG is an online game. It's a mobile. This game is person.
First person shooter.
Yeah. And it's allowed to go.
Someone love you. Huh?
If you choose only, you just only one.
Oh.
Then you kill all the enemies with
So what is your online call sign? Your online call sign? Your name online? Excellent Eye. Do you know what Shifu's name is last time? Last time, not now. Last time? Last time my name, I write down, you'll be frightened. Are you ready? Hot shot. Yeah. Yes. I call myself hot shot. So imagine when you play a game, then you see someone called hot shot, then I'm like, oh, why so yao? Yeah. And then before you can do anything, you kena shot by me. This is how good I was, you know. 开玩笑. Yeah. I believe in doing things well, whether at work or study. Yeah. I believe in doing things well. So if you play games, you ask yourself, how can I play this game better? Is there a way to play it more efficiently? Yeah. Do your best in it. Yeah. But don't be controlled by the game. If you're controlled by the game, that means you're not playing well.
Addict.
Huh? What? Addict? Addict. I don't want to say addict. Because I don't think anyone choose to be an addict, you know. Yeah. And addicts don't think they're addict. So, yeah. But whether it's playing games or cooking, yeah, or doing whatever you're doing, yeah, ask yourself, yeah, yesterday is yesterday. Yesterday you couldn't clear the level, kena killed by the boss. Today, you have to ask yourself, plan your game, plan your strategy. What is the best way to play the game? Don't just blind, just try. That's why you need to play 3 hours. You let me, Sifu, play. The first 1 hour is to understand the game. Don't just go in and try. Understand the game first. Yeah, have the right understanding. Yeah. Then your intent to play the game changes. Yeah. Once you understand the game, you have a right view about the game, and then you play the game with the right intention. Then even when you lose, you can say GG. Those of you who don't laugh, you don't know what it means. Yes? Finish already? What finish already? Games? Oh, you want to ask question? So, GG, good game lah. Usually when people lose, then they're fed up. Oh, you idiot! Then sometimes the anger in the game spill out, you know. I know, you know why I know or not? Because last time I was like that. You can ask my mother. Last time I played flight simulator, and I play until fed up because the flight simulator you use a joystick, right? And by right a good joystick, CH flight stick. I don't know whether the company is still here. CH flight stick. So a good joystick like CH flight stick, when you release the handle, it stays still. When you move it, it's very smooth, but it doesn't shake also. Because sometimes you need accuracy, you know. So, but initially I don't have money to buy the expensive one, buy the 20 over Taiwan made one or Hong Kong made. Then, you hold still the cursor like that. Then of course you miss, oh, that fed up. Yeah, so I understand. When you play games, actually it gives rise to anger. Yeah, but we don't realize, no. Yeah, so then end up you are played by the game, no. You're not playing the game, you're played by the game. Yeah, but then for me, I'm very fortunate because I've been writing games. So when I play a game, part of me is playing game like crazy. But the other part, I'm thinking, how can I write this game? How did they write this part? When they shoot the bullet, what kind of collision detection algorithm did they use? Did they do a full simulation calculation, or do they do a fake calculation? Yeah, how do they have all this? Yeah. You look out for hot shot. If you lose to me, you must become a monk. Oh, stress. Okay, like, question. You want to ask how to play the game? See me after this. Okay, what? Frustration. Prostration. How to do prostration? Oh. Okay, the significance when we do the prostration, then when we bow down and our hands go down, and then we clasp it and we flip it over. So this is called fan zhang, literally flipping your palm. Not flip your finger, flip your palm. And this act is actually symbolic. Yeah, symbolic of what? That when we do this, it is like resting on the feet of, receiving the feet of the Buddha. Yeah, but you must know that it's a form of symbolism. So it doesn't mean that, oh, you are doing this and then Buddha really appear from the sky and then step on your leg. Then after when you finish, hey, do you feel the Buddha on your hand or not? Don't think in this way. It is to help us do the visualization. Yeah. But why must we do this visualization? Yeah, the purpose is to put a stronger impression in us. Why, at the first place, do we do this for the Buddha? It is not the kind of oh, you like that, then poppy or what, but it's actually to consider what are the qualities of the Buddha that make him so special that we do this. In Buddhism, we don't say that he's a god. We don't say that he's an angel, that he's a superman, super being. But we say that he was born a man, yeah, born a human, but yet he did something that most human beings cannot do. And it is not that he was born as a baby, then can walk 7 steps. To me, that is not the reason why we pay respect to him. If all he did, imagine, as I mentioned before, imagine the baby, like one of you, born and then walk 7 steps. Then after that, okay, excuse me, doctor, I might want to take 7 steps. And let's say it really happened, and then the doctor was so amazed. Take a video, then you walk 7 steps, then in KK hospital, then you raise one hand, and then you declare, in this world, I am foremost. There's no one, I'm peerless. Yeah, there's no one who can be my teacher, and so on and so forth. And after that, you go back to normal. And you go through primary 1, primary 2, primary school, secondary school, and after that you get married, you go to work, and then you have a family, and then you work until you retire, get your CPF, and then you die. If that's all you do, you know what will happen? You will not start a religion. If that's all you do, you will be the amazing 7-step kid on internet. We pay respect to the Buddha, we take refuge in the Buddha, not because he took 7 steps, We take refuge in the Buddha because of what he did after that, what he accomplished after that. What did he accomplish? He accomplished something that most people cannot even dream of. He accomplished and realized something that is staring at us right in our face, but we don't realize it. He did something that at the same time, not done by most people, but at the same time, humanly possible. And not just that. After he accomplished that awakening, he even teach us the way to do it. It's just like, there are a lot of rich people out there, no? But how many of them will share with you their secret? Now, there are a lot of people, you know, they have the newspaper advertisement, come, and we share with you the secret to be wealthy. 骗lui one, all those. Usually you go there, then they say, oh, come sign up, free. Then after that, we have this 7 series DVD. We give you a special price. It's all about that. But the Buddha, after he attained enlightenment, he gave the teachings freely, for the welfare and benefit of all. It is for this purpose that we pay respect to the Buddha, and then to make it more a stronger impression, then we do this fan zhang. Thank you for your question. So, if there are no other questions, then we'll do a dedication. I hope this session, to just recap, number one, spirituality and our lay life doesn't have to be separate. That when we look at the sutta, there are many suttas. This is just one of them, where the Buddha, when he shared Dharma, it's not simply about 戒定慧, not all the time. Ultimately, it brings people there, like there are some mentioned here, but it's not just about that. For lay people, the Buddha gave advice on how to live your life so that you can be happy. So keep this in mind. And of course, when you see the green heart, do some practices also. Okay, 合掌。愿消三障诸烦恼，愿得智慧真明了，普愿罪障悉消除，世世常行菩萨道。阿弥陀佛，起立。